Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
We're here.
Loading Snacks.
We're back again.
Podcast.
One in your face. like we like to do.
It's time for us. I'm Gage. Along with me today, of course, is
Sincere as always.
True.com. How are you, good sir?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Ready to start enjoying my weekend. You know, a couple things this week I'm looking forward to enjoying this weekend, as I know you've already started, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
With weekends off. What do you mean, you people? You people with weekends off.
Yes, us government people. We people have weekends off.
Yeah. It's all good till they shut the government down.
Yeah, let's not get back into that. That was a bad time. It was a real bad time last year. I got a lot of GTA in though when it first came out, but it was still a bad time.
Real talk. So, without any further ado, we're gonna get into a little bit of in case you missed it,
because you might have
for this week.
That's why me and
Hashtag ICYMI.
Right.
For you folks out there. So first of all, in case you missed it, Lego has a new game coming out. It is called Lego Dimensions. They put out a trailer, kind of a teaser trailer,
which let's watch before we started doing this.
Joel McHale.
Yeah.
There's some hilarity in there. What's interesting about this is, and we'll get into that a little later in the episode, but what's interesting about this is that it's Lego's foray into that Disney Infinity / Skylanders foray of toys / gaming, what have you. So, yeah. I'm excited about it. I like the mixing of the franchises and all of that. Yeah. But man, it sounds expensive. So we know the core price is $100 just to get in. Just to get in the door.
How much to get in?
$100. $100.
I'm gonna rethink that.
In case you missed this, I hope you didn't, but in case you missed this, Daredevil is officially out on Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reserve what I have to say about that for later, but good Lord, that's all you're getting. Daredevil is out. If you have Netflix, you need to be watching it. Right. If you don't have Netflix, you need to be getting it so you can be watching it.
Right, Brandon, I know he's already had the pleasure today of, he's very far ahead of me compared to me. I'm starting once we end this podcast. And I can absolutely not wait. I've been talking about it all day, so let's go.
So, just in case you missed it, Deadpool died this week.
Rest in peace to the homie.
Rest in peace to the Merc with a mouth.
Yes.
Have a little bit more to say about that a little bit later, because we talked a little bit before about some conspiracy theories around all of this.
Right.
Why this is happening. But nonetheless, it did happen to grab the Deadpool, Deadpool with the Deadpool dyings. Got a couple copies. There's 3 different variants. It's multiple variants. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I had to get the jump with the official Spider-Man pose, because that's what we do. We do Spider-Man around these parts, so that's how we do that.
You know that's what we do all day. Trust me. If you don't believe me, trust me.
I suggest you run out to your local comic book store, like I did, hit the third eye, and get your comic books. Yeah, because you need that in your life. Deus Ex, low, Super 10. Tell me about it.
I'm excited about it. It got leaked / revealed this week, the new Deus Ex game, which is called Mankind Divided. If you haven't played the last one, you absolutely should. Probably one of the best first-person shooter / role-playing games of the last generation. So with it coming in at PS4 and Xbox One, this new one, I know I'm highly excited about it. Can't wait to get my hands on it. Eidos and Square did a real good job with the last one.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say put that on your radar. Definitely go check out the trailer. Probably get you a little bit excited about it. And also, just in case you missed it, for my anime fans out there, the spring 2015 lineup is now out. So you can go to your anime websites and go to us at the Facebook page. I have it posted there, so you can catch up on, or not catch up, but get to know all the new shows that are coming out and the continuation of the previous ones that are coming out. Sound like there's a lot of good stuff coming out this spring. I'm looking forward to. Is there anything in case they missed it that we're not that we haven't touched on?
No, we hit it.
We hit it.
Missed it.
Okay, so we got you covered then. We got you covered.
Yeah, we gave it to you. So now you
Cool.
got it. So just in case you missed it, that's what that was. Do us a favor. If you like what you've seen so far, if you're hearing it, if you're enjoying it, what have you, make sure you go over to YouTube, search Loading Snacks, make sure you subscribe, see videos you like.
Comment, email, everything, right?
Drop us a comment. Let us know how you feel.
Please.
One way or the other.
We appreciate it very much. Thank you for those who are, and thank you for those who are in the future.
To follow us on Twitter,
yes,
at Loading Snacks.
Yes.
Absolutely do that.
Yes.
With that, let's get into the bulk of the show. Let's do the real deal. My good man, Sincere.
Okay.
My man. Let's have a discussion.
So what do you want to get off your chest first?
Listen.
Because something's there. Something's there on your chest.
Dog. X.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat.
Incoming on Tuesday.
Is coming. And
Finally.
I'm off.
Fine. Yes, you are. You are very blessed.
I can't stress enough how important this story mode is going to be to my life right now.
I can definitely concur and agree with that, because the last one definitely did that for me.
Yeah, I am.
That's what I'm amped about. I know you are too. Amped about more than anything else is getting into that story and learn about these characters and just seeing where the story is going to go from here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the last game wasn't really a reboot, but it was almost a reboot. You know, it kind of gave you backstory and filled in a lot of information that we just didn't have before.
They did a really, really good job of tying everybody together and tying all the three games together. Even the one that we love, the beat 'em up, Kung Lao Liu Kang joint.
Yeah,
they tied all that in so well with the last one.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely shout out to them.
NetherRealm Studios has, in my opinion, changed the rules of how a story mode should work in a game. I mean, they did it with MK9. They did it again with Injustice.
I agree, and I think they've also propelled fighting games into next gen a little further. I think they have.
Well, I mean, absolutely. I mean, again, I think a lot of that has to do with the story. I mean, you know, it's. I was talking to one of my coworkers, and he was saying how he wasn't sure about MK. He didn't play 9, you know, and he's like, man, I don't know. I'll probably grab it, but then, you know, I'll pick a character, I'll fight through the end, you know, the story mode or whatever, get his ending, and then I might not pick it up again. So I don't know if it's worth it for me to pick it up. And I was like, you haven't played MK9 clearly, because story mode don't work like that no more. You know what I mean? And I really honestly feel like every other fighting franchise should be taking that note. And
I absolutely agree, 100%. Some have tried, but the way NetherRealm is executing it is how it should be. It's literally like you're watching a movie. Right?
Yeah,
that's the best.
It is, and it keeps you engrossed in the story.
Yes.
You don't even realize a new fight's coming. You don't even know how far into the story you are. You're just
you be sitting there with the joystick down, watching it, like, oh, I gotta fight. Hold on.
Right. It's you know, it's really well done. And you know what? I've been on, you know, they've spent a lot of time over the last couple of months doing these reveals, saying, you know, here's this character, here's this character. Then they do a live stream. Here's 2 more characters. Here's a fatality. Here's a brutality. Here's, you know, this, that, and the third. And I was beginning to think, like, I know there's a lot of characters. It's like all the characters are. There's no secrets to find. You know what I mean? There's no, who's left. We already know. But the beauty of it is that when you play through their story mode, you pretty much play with all the characters. You get that backstory and get that information as you're going through it. And to me, That's the difference in the way that this works. And what, like, I hate to say it, I love Tekken. I'm a fan of the franchise. We had a discussion the other night about what happened to this Tekken Cross Street Fighter thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea of getting a game that's supposed to have, I don't know, 20 characters, and they give you 7. And in order to open up the rest of the characters, you have to beat it with this person to open this person, and then beat it with this person to open this person, and then beat it with this person to open this person. Especially when, truth be told, at the end of the quote-unquote story mode, the endings don't tie together, even make sense. They're just kind of these silly little, you know, whatever. And there was a point in time when you played for that kind of stuff, because at the end, the best looking part of the game was the quote unquote computer generated full motion video ending that you got. So you wanted that because it was a big deal to be able to go to the movie mode section or whatever.
Right. And just watch the endings, right.
Watch the endings or whatever. But you never really got a true full story of what was going on unless you played with certain characters. If you didn't do certain things, you know, some of it was just kind of silly and out there. And that is really feeling outdated. It just feels so much like more and more of the same. And the way that this is done and the way that it's tied in just makes you feel good about even playing with characters who are technically the bad guys. You know what I mean? It's part of the story. So you play it. It's like watching a movie where you're watching the part where you're seeing what the bad guy was doing because you need to know.
No, yeah. I think Namco and Capcom can learn a lot from them. Like, I agree. Like, they both are terrible with storytelling. Like, we've had the same characters. We've had these same characters for years, but anybody can tell me really what the hell is going on in Tekken.
No. I mean,
like, it's been the same story all these years, but we know the families are fighting, and
I mean,
there's an internal struggle for power, and they throw a tournament once in a while. Like, that's kind of
almost really stupid.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
the thing about it is, Mortal Kombat kind of lost its way part of the way through.
Mm-hmm.
And then didn't get it back until much later. You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of changed the game initially, and then because everybody else was doing the regular 2D, they used the realistic fighters. They had the fatalities and the blood, and it was mature and what have you. And then that they started kind of trying to do, I think, what other fighting games were doing, and then that went away, and they lost it. Now they're kind of back on it. So
they went back to their roots. Like, let's go back to being grimy and violent, like people know us for. Let's drop those little realistic people. Let's
give me a second. Give me a second, bro. Give me a second. This must be important. Hold on, bro.
So it must be Daddy Daycare. So I'm gonna let him handle his family, do what he has to do. But with that, I do think they can learn a lot from storytelling. Like, Soul Calibur is one of my favorite franchises, and the storytelling, like you go through all this, you give us this great 3D game, great graphics, beautiful intros, but the endings are pictures and text based. Like, we don't want none of that no more. Like, after what NetherRealm did with Mortal Kombat 9, breathing that life back into the franchise, but what they did with Injustice, I mean, amazing. Like, they are. I'll let B know when he gets back, but I believe they are at the forefront of the fighting game genre right now. I think a lot of companies need to look at what they're doing and do it. Give us plenty of stuff to unlock via outfits, not necessarily concept art. That's cool to look at, but you can look at it once and it's done. But via outfits and all that kind of stuff, and give us a great fighting engine, of course, and a game that we can go and play through a story and learn about all these characters. All these characters that you've taken the time to develop with, whether it's a new franchise coming out or games that's been around over the years. that you can take the time and develop. And with that, I'm gonna hold that because, as you see, the wife is calling. Yes, I'm recording. What's up? Is it important? Get Applewood. Get Applewood or pork or extra cowboy. Call it a day. Bye. Sorry about that. Somebody's been on the grill and I had to handle that real quick. But yeah, I think they can learn a lot from what NetherRealm is doing right now. And with that being said, we're going to welcome back my man, the BED, aka Gage of Loading Snacks. Is everything okay?
Bruh, I got there's children running around in here. I got situations to take care of.
Daddy daycare mode, so I just talk to the people real quick.
I don't even. This is daycare. I'm too old for this. Anyway, yeah.
But what I was saying to the people was that, like, people. You know, my favorite fighting franchise probably Soul Calibur. Like, and the way they do stories is Namco once again terrible. You give us great, beautiful intros. It's great 3D engine for the gameplay. Then the ending is just like you said, like it's crazy little things, but they're in pictures, and you got to read it. Like
it sucks.
Yeah, like we've had these characters around all these years. Look at what NetherRealm is doing. What they did with Mortal Kombat was amazing. Mortal Kombat 9, and what they did with Injustice was taking it to the next level. Like, take these games, give us the deals, like give us the content. We don't necessarily need artwork and the music. Like, that's cool. You're gonna just do it one time, look at it one time. Okay, cool. You never go back to it again. Give us all these outfits they give us, like they did for the last two. Give us these extra characters that come out as DLC, and give us a beautiful story where you go through, you play with everybody, you get to see everybody's point of view and perspectives. A great story, like that's what everybody else needs.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is that I'm gonna say I've always been a fighting game fan. Like I've always loved fighting games. I mean, I've liked some better than others. You know, you were a King of Fighters dude. I wasn't. I was, Street Fighter, Samurai Showdown.
Yes.
Definitely Soul Calibur.
I ain't gonna lie, even some of them off-brand joints like the Super Nintendo, like I used to play on them.
But I think that I have pretty much always been disappointed with the endings. Like, I think the first go round, it was kind of like, all right, that's cool. I kind of know what happens. And you treated it back then like, well, this is what happens if so-and-so wins the tournament. So that's true. But then when the next game comes out, you find out, well, your favorite character isn't even You're like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like reading a comic book, doing kind of like a what if. These are just scenarios. But the real scenario is boom. You know what I mean? And outside of some of what you would get from Tekken, because Tekken would give you some stories that actually ran together. Like if you did King's ending and Armor King's ending,
right, it would be like a continuation of it, like that. Yeah, they would do little creative ways to do it.
They would cross each other, and you would know what's going on, stuff like that.
Law and law, they would want to do that.
But as far as like Tekken was concerned, the full family, it would be like, okay, if you got Heihachi's ending, Kazuya's ending, Jin's ending, June's ending, like you could kind of put all the pieces together or whatever and get a story. But it's like, man, give us a good reason for them to be in this fight in the first place, like for real. Like the way that Mortal Kombat does it is so seamless. Yeah. The way the characters like talk trash to each other, and then the next thing you know, it's time to wreck. It's just like, it's just so smooth. It's so smooth.
Yeah, it lets you, before you get into the whole versus mode tournament, wrecking each other. Yeah. It lets you get to know your character. Like, I don't know about you, B, but like back in the day, I used to pull out my instruction manual. I was all about this. I love storylines, so I would read about all these characters in these fighting games. Like, I would know what they about.
Well, yeah, I mean, certainly like finding out backstory about like the whole thing between Sub-Zero and Scorpion, and like all that kind of stuff was always important. But I think for a long time, unfortunately, the fighting game genre has been geared specifically towards people who they might know the lore and the story.
Right.
But if they're fighting game fans, then it's geared towards this is how many frames of animation you have to pull this particular move off in order to do this thing to this dude in this fight with this thing. And it's kind of like the idea of even really having a story disappeared because esports, you know what I'm saying? And while I understand that true arcade tournament scene probably better than 90% of the esports players because I grew up in it. I actually went to arcades and put my quarter up on the machine like I got next, and you're not getting me off this machine till you beat me. I got next. Not I'm at home sitting on my couch. I learned how to do it in the arcade by watching other people, talking with other people, and learning how to do it and getting my ass whooped and then whooping ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I understand the idea in that culture and how it works, but they forgot that there is a home and that there are people now who still love fighting games, who have been ingrained in these series since their beginning. You know what I mean? Mortal Kombat is like 25 years old. So there are people who are playing these games who have no idea what it was like to ever play one of these games in the arcade, who have never played the first Mortal Kombat, weren't there to see what it was like to have Kano rip somebody's heart out and be like, wait a minute, and have that machine literally right next to Street Fighter 2 and be like, well, I'm gonna play this.
Right.
It just got real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're looking at the joint going, oh, Pit Fighter to the next level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it seems that they forgot that it's not all about the frames and the animation and who can do what moves. There are people who are more casual players. I don't really think anybody who's a fighting game person is a casual player. But there are people who are more casual. I don't have to, used to be, dog, I would sit down and I would learn everything, every single, like I would stay in training mode with multiple characters for hours on end. I would have multiple go-to characters, could tell you how to do any move, I don't have that kind of time anymore. Here's the thing. Not only do I not have that kind of time, I don't feel like it. Like, I don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying?
I was like that too with some of the Marvel's Capcoms and the Soul Calibers, like sick. Yeah, I got great memories of destroying people, you know.
Yeah, you know how
that kind of stuff. But I do agree, like now it's like we have multiple games to play, got families, I just want to play and whoop some ass.
Yeah. I mean,
play
against other people and have a good time doing that and what have you, but I think it's important to recognize that part of the reason why the fighting game genre is where it is one, because there's no story. Two, because you have a very limited amount of people you can sell a game to if you're only selling it to people who are looking at animation.
You only sell to one type of audience, yeah.
But the idea of being able to say there's a story, like, yes, take a nod from Call of Duty and recognize that while Call of Duty could probably make just as much money if all they did was focus on multiplayer, just put out a multiplayer game, sort of like a Titanfall or what have you. Titanfall failed because it had no story mode.
Yep.
It needed a real story mode, like a single, even if it was a co-op, it needed a real story mode that actually told a story that you could follow, and it didn't have that.
No.
Every single, even the Call of Duty games that people will tell you are not good games,
they all got great story modes.
Have story modes, even if people don't think the story is great, it's there because there are people who will buy it just for the story mode. So fighting games need to take a nod from that and recognize that, you know what, the story is important. Like, why are these people in this stupid tournament? You know what I'm saying? Why are these people risking their lives to save themselves from the nether realm, that you know, this invading army, this,
like I said, you've had all these characters for, like you said, 25 years. Like, other franchises, like, can we know why they're still around fighting this battle?
Right.
Can you tell us this story? Like, why the hell are you still
Yeah.
Here, Mr.
Like,
Roof, you fighting
like
with this.
Tekken
Like,
really will just throw you a new character and be like, oh, by the way, that's so and so's son. No, the fuck, no.
who they fight with?
No.
Yeah.
I don't. Nah.
No, but I definitely think NetherRealm is leading the way, and
No doubt.
everybody else in the fighting game genre needs to take note of what they're doing. And
Yeah, it's time for Mortal Kombat Cross Street Fighter, dog.
but you need to bring your story to life like they're doing it. Like make it like you're playing a movie. Like you have to. Like the way you're doing it now is not working. It's strictly straight for tournament fighters, like you were saying. Like
I mean, fact of the matter is, I'm still gonna buy Tekken 7, but I'm not gonna be as happy with it as I was with Mortal Kombat. I can tell. I'm sure. I'm positive of it. I'm gonna buy it anyway. It's like I bought Dead or Alive.
Right.
I like fighting games. I just don't want it to be so.
No. You know, I'm with you. Like I agree exactly. I love fighting games, but I'm into the characters. I want to know the background. I want to know the story, like all that kind of stuff. Like, give me a full package.
Right. I agree. So now, let's talk a little bit about The Witcher, because I'm excited. Witcher's coming out in May.
I'm not.
You're not excited about Witcher 3?
Let me tell you something. I've tried ever since the beginning to get excited for Witcher 3. I'm seeing it. It looks beautiful. It looks amazing. Like, I know it's a big thing. I cannot get excited for it whatsoever. Like, right now, it is not on my radar.
Huh.
For anything. Like, it's just not. And I think it's probably because when I was trying to get into, like, when 1 came out and it was only on the PC, I wanted to play it so bad. But I couldn't. It was on the PC. Didn't have a PC that could run it. So when 2 came out and I got it for the 360, decided to play it, the learning curve when that game was so terrible. It was such a turnoff to me. And I just never went back to playing it. So I'm finding it hard as much as I still want to get involved in the series. But I don't know, I'm just not finding the excitement within me to care that it's coming out. I know it's a big thing. I completely get it.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it, but I just can't find it.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that The Witcher 3 is probably officially the biggest role-playing game. Like, it has the most potential in terms of a role-playing game. Mass Effect made fans out of role-playing games that were people that didn't play role-playing games. Because I don't think people realized they were really playing a role-playing game. It kind of changed the rules a little bit. Final Fantasy VII did the same thing. Final Fantasy VII made a lot of people who didn't ever touch role-playing games into role-playing, Japanese role-playing game players. That stands to happen again to an extent with Final Fantasy 15. However, The Witcher being a Western game, not being a traditional JRPG, I think has more potential than that. Coming to these home consoles, PS4, Xbox One, is huge. Now, one of the big announcements that they made a couple months back was that they were going to put out all these pieces of DLC and they were doing it for free and no paid DLC.
Like 16 pieces of DLC, like day of launch, something like that. But it was like you get like a piece of armor here.
Yeah, it's little,
like nothing big, but just like something, right?
Little stuff.
Yeah.
And they announced earlier this week that they're doing 2 massive pieces of DLC.
I read that.
And the community is in an uproar. And I don't really, I mean, I do understand why people are upset in terms of the mixed messaging, that it seemed like they came out and basically said, we're doing DLC, but we'll give it to you for free. We don't think you should do paid DLC. And then you come out behind that and say, well, we are doing DLC. 2 of them, in fact, and they're huge, massive, 10 to 20 hours of gameplay. And people are upset. And the crazy thing about it to me is we've had this discussion before about DLC and how it works and, you know, paying for it and the whole thing with like Capcom and people feeling like they're paying for stuff that's on the disc and things like that. And there's the argument of people feeling like, well, just give me the complete game. Why wait and why make me wait, you know, or why put out something that quote unquote isn't complete only so you can smack me with something later. If you know you're going to do that, just put it all in the game, give it to me all at once. And the issue with that is clearly, one, you don't want to pay for all that. You're talking about a game that is 200 plus hours. That they announced this week that if you want to do a speed run of The Witcher, it will take you 25 hours to do it. Take you an entire day and an hour to do it. So you have 200 hours of gameplay that you're getting for the regular $60 price, which is more gameplay than you get with almost any other game you can find, period. And that's not, look, I know there are people who probably put 200 plus hours into Call of Duty, but those people who put that kind of time into Call of Duty pay for DLC. They pay for additional maps, additional guns. They pay for that. Mm-hmm. They announce ahead of time, hey, matter of fact, they don't even have to announce it. You know there's going to be new maps. You know there's going to be new guns. And half the time, they give you maps that are maps from a game from 2 years ago that they just redid the map. Remember this map and how y'all liked it? We're going to do it again. Here it is. You know, whatever. Fuck you, pay us. My bad. Pay us. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and people just eat it. They just eat it up. They eat it up, eat it up, eat it up, eat it up, eat it up. Mm-hmm. But then you have somebody that gives you 10 hours of honest to goodness new gameplay where you're going to new areas and doing new things, and it can happen any number of ways, almost an infinite number of ways. And then they say, yeah, we're bringing out DLC, and this is what it's going to cost, and it's another 10 to 20 hours or what have you. And people are like, nah, just put it in the game. But if you said, okay, well, here's the thing. We're giving you 240 hours of gameplay. It's going to cost you $100. People will have a fit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know why people complain about this. Like, they're giving a whole bunch of DLC away for free. I'm pretty sure it's not going. Those 16 pieces aren't going to be the only ones within the game.
But I guarantee you they're going to download every bit of it.
Yeah, that's not going to be the only DLC they're going to give free within its lifetime. Right. But you got to remember, these people have to make money and they have to eat.
Right.
Like they have to. Like these are like these two DLCs. Like I read, before we started, I went and read the article. One of the articles I found, about these two DLCs come out. These are full-fledged games coming out.
Yeah, I mean, think about it.
Yeah, with these second two DLCs, like these are like what you would go pay $60 for in the store. That's what they're releasing for DLC. Right.
You would pay $60 for a 20-hour game. Yes. Think about what people paid for the Order 1886.
I did. Yeah. Yeah. And one of these, they said the first one is 10 hours. The second one is 30.
Yeah, it's
30.
I don't know. It makes me sick to my stomach. Like I do get it. Like I do understand the idea of people being upset to a certain extent because they did seem to make it seem like with their wording and the way it came out, like, hey, we're not doing paid DLC. That's not the way games should work. But at some point, you have to realize that, okay, this is a business, and you haven't put out a game in like 4 years. And
so for the next 4 years, we have to eat off this game.
Right. We have to push this back. We don't want people to trade the game in. So you have to announce that DLC is coming.
So people don't trade it in.
Comes out because you want people to know, hey, in October, you're going to have this to look forward to.
Right.
And in December, you're going to have this to look forward to. So don't get rid of your game, because if you get rid of your game,
you're not going to be able to play this other stuff we got coming in.
Now, they could make it standalone. They could make standalone DLC at this point. They could do the, Forza 2 Fast and the Furious.
Right.
If they wanted to. They could do the, let's see, Infamous did it with theirs.
Assassin's Creed did it. Black Flag did it.
Assassin's Creed, Black Flag did it.
Right.
They had standalone DLC, didn't have to own the game. They could still do that. And maybe they will. You know what I mean? But the idea of doing it in that case is to make you feel like, man, either I should still own this old game or I should go get this game because I really like the $10, what I played for $10, $20. Here, it's still, the idea is still to get you to go and purchase that full game or to have that full game. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe my mindset is just different because I don't trade. I don't see the point in trading games anymore because you don't get anything for them. It's not worth it. Games are the only other thing I can think of that deteriorate in value faster than a car does.
Yeah.
So I just don't see the point. I'd rather have a collection. So look, here's my money. I'm not leaving the house. I'm not going to the store. My Mortal Kombat is sitting on my box ready to play.
My Mortal Kombat's in the system, and you know my basement. All my old stuff is sitting in boxes in the basement. Like, I don't trade this stuff. You don't get what you want. You know what I mean?
It's not worth it. Generally,
I do my research before I buy games. Either it's something I know I really want when day one it comes out, or I do my research, read the reviews, read them carefully between the lines.
Actually read them, not just look at the score at the bottom of the page.
Read them carefully, but you say, why did this person not like the game? Because I know I might like it, and then I go get it. Done. Like I'm just That's I know that's me and you. I know everybody's not like that.
Yeah, I just look. Here's what I say to all the people who are upset, even about the idea of DLC.
Now, quick question: are these DLCs already on the disc when you buy them?
I'm pretty sure they're not, dog. Like,
okay.
What I can tell from everything that I've read, all I've looked at, this is not stuff that's already on the disc. This is not something that you're unlocking. Now, it's possible that all the free stuff that they're giving to DLC is.
Right.
But this is stuff that they will be continuing to work on until they're ready to release it.
Yeah.
Beyond the game's release. So, I mean, they know they're doing it. They know it's massive. Clearly, they have to have been working on it or been writing it or something and putting assets together prior to now to have been able to announce it now.
Especially when they got 40 hours, 50 hours worth of gameplay coming out.
Right. But it's crazy that I didn't hear the same complaints about Destiny. Like, we're still waiting for the second DLC from Destiny, but we knew, like, when I bought Destiny, I bought it with those two advanced pieces of DLC.
So did I.
So I'm waiting for it and haven't touched Destiny in months because I'm just waiting to see if they make changes that make me want to play it again. There's too much other stuff out. But, it just, again, I do get it. In a world where the business is so strange, so weird, there's so many ways to monetize a game. I can understand that there is some ideas of frustration. I mean, on that note, let's look at Neverwinter, right? We've been playing Neverwinter. You've been playing it. I've been playing it.
Hey, look, I've been playing Neverwinter since it dropped. I can't cut it off.
Right. So here's a great game. It's free.
Mm-hmm.
It's free. Tons to do. Hours and hours of gameplay.
Yeah, it's a free MMO. So
right.
A real true MMO. So there is absolutely a lot, for lack of better words, to do in the game. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
And clearly, there is content that you can pay for.
Yes.
There are classes that you can pay to get that you can't access otherwise.
Yes.
You can buy armor and abilities and things of that nature if you want to. But you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
You got that much game for free.
Right.
It's
not like a cell phone game where you get one gun to use the whole game. Hey, if you want to buy other stuff, it's $20. Like, no, you get like a real game.
Right.
Yeah. You can all this extra stuff. Yeah, pay for it.
I actually do feel like I should buy something because I want to support them for putting out something.
And honestly, I have.
I want to see it be successful.
I have. The reason why I got a coupon in it. I found a coupon in the game as loot.
That's right.
So I was like, hey, I got a coupon. I took it to the store, use some Xbox points, use it and bought something. Like, all right, cool.
I mean, look, that's smart.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I got a coupon in the game
that you can use in the game. Yeah, I mean, that's just smart, man. Like I have to give, when it comes to trying to find ways to monetize a game to kind of do things differently, you see it a lot with things like cell phone games, tablet games, mobile gaming, I guess you should say. You see it with MMOs. It's not new to PC gaming, but it is new
to console gaming.
Right. To console gaming.
Right. We're still adjusting to the whole
right
to buying content method.
it's mostly been MMOs, RPGs, stuff like that that you can, that you see be free to play. But technically, I mean, I like what was done with Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct was basically free to play, and you could just buy the characters you wanted. And I like that. I like the idea of being like, well, this is a character I'm probably never going to play with. I don't really want him, so I don't really care. So,
me personally, I hated it. Like, it still drives me crazy. And that's just because I want everybody. I don't care if I like them or not. I just want them.
Yeah, but there's no reason for you to hate the fact that if you didn't want to, you don't have to.
No. I mean, the business model wise,
you're going to buy the whole game regardless, which is fine.
But I think I more so hate the waiting for them to come out. Like, if they would have all came out with all the characters and then pick who you want, that's one thing. But waiting,
if they all came out at one time instead of it being like time.
Yeah. You're like, I want them all to play with. Waiting for them drives me crazy.
Right, but even that, but the thing about that is, it drives anticipation for the game.
It definitely does.
It gives you a reason to come back to the game when a new character comes out, even though you've already paid for the character. Right, so you take the time, like think about it. You take the time, you go in and you master TJ combo because he's there and he's new, and you don't have anybody else new to play with. So you go in and you play with him, you get good with him, and then they put out a new character, and you go in and you play with him, and you get good with them. Doesn't really give you the same opportunity that it might to try out a couple of different characters all at once and be like, you know what, this one's not really my style. I really like this one a little bit more, what have you. But they also didn't take the old characters away from you. So the way they did the season 2 of it, I understand. The way the first one came out, I mean, they basically dropped the first 6 characters and then added a couple more, after that. But it's not all that different from the way Mortal Kombat 9 did it, right? I mean, you had all these characters in the beginning, but then they added Kenshi, and then they added, of course, Freddy, and then they added, you know what I mean? Like, month to month, they came back.
With those, I wanted them up front. Like, but that just goes with me personally when it comes to DLC. Like, storyline DLC, multiplayer DLC, I give a storyline. I want it when I open up the package. Because I know once I beat it, I'm going on to the next game.
Right.
I have a lot of stuff to play.
The thing is, that's no different from, like, the way Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was. I mean, technically, all the characters were there, but you couldn't get certain characters until you beat it with certain characters. So you had to play with characters you didn't necessarily want to play with, or open other characters, even though you knew they were all going to be there. So, kind of the same thing. But again, the landscape has just changed so much that the idea of, please don't trade my game in, right? And let somebody else get it where I don't make any money off of it. So here's a reason for you to hold on to the game. We're going to continue to release people. We're going to continue to release characters. We're going to continue to give you new stages or, something like that. I personally, as opposed to seeing new characters release as DLC, I would like to see like new fatalities release as DLC. Stuff like that. I would love for there to be something like that. Like give me a new fatality for everybody. As as time goes on, I would enjoy that. But the idea is something like Neverwinter where it's there and you can just play it and you get on with your friends and you go, and really it doesn't cost you anything. If you don't want to pay for anything, you don't have to. But it's kind of like, all right, well, you got a coupon. I didn't get a coupon. So you bought something. So now you got something I don't have. But then I'm going to get in and I'm going to play with you and be like, where you get that from? You're like, well, I bought it.
Because I got a coupon.
Now I got to get something because I don't have something. So it's smart. You know what I mean? Like, and the thing is, the game is good. It's very well put together. It looks good. And I'm honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing more stuff like that make its way to the consoles.
Definitely, yeah. That was, I know it's been on the PC for a while, but that was a real good look for Xbox One to get that on there. Definitely.
I absolutely agree. So look, let's change gears a little bit and get out of gaming for a minute, because I need to have a discussion about this man without fear for a second. Now listen.
If y'all don't know who the man without fear is, go boot up your Netflix, and he will be in the advertisement. I'm pretty sure.
There's a good chance.
Pretty sure.
So here's the thing: like, I've never been a huge Daredevil fan. There was a period in time.
Me too. I'm talking to you about that.
Because he was like the blind swordsman. He was the blind ninja dude of the Marvel universe.
Well, I I would say I've never liked like you. I've never been a fan of him, but in the back of my mind, I kind of like him because I guess he reminds me of somewhat like Batman or like Captain America, where they just like like people that they use their hands. They get gritty with the bad guys. They whoop on people. Like
he gets down and dirty.
Yeah.
For me,
I never gravitated. I don't know if it was the suit or what. Like I just never gravitated to Daredevil.
Yeah, either. But go
ahead with what you were saying.
He basically was a Spider-Man clone.
Okay.
Basically Daredevil was created because they needed another Spider-Man. They were like, give me another Spider-Man. So they came up with Daredevil. And his story is not all that dissimilar. They all of those old original comic book characters kind of had this terrible beginning, this terrible accident that happened to them, a parent that they lost, a la Bruce Wayne, Spider-Man and Uncle Ben, or just whatever. They all have that tragedy they take and they turn into something that is positive and is great and whatever. And I love the fact that those things still exist and resonate with people of today. Stories that are that old. Daredevil just never really pulled me. I just never managed to get into the comics. I just think that at the time, the age that I was when I got into comic books, the only thing that mattered was X-Men. Spider-Man was always my favorite. So X-Men just had these powers, maybe because of the color of my skin. The story behind the X-Men resonated with me. Just that, the idea of these people trying to overcome a certain amount of adversity. I kind of came into it when I was 11 or 12, and you're going through puberty, and they go through puberty, but they get powers. We just go through puberty and get hair. You know what I'm saying? Like our voices change or whatever. But still that idea of being awkward and not really knowing what to do and where to go and how to handle things and whatever just kind of resonated. And I think at that point, Matt Murdock, the Daredevil himself, was already grown and
already established.
Yeah, and out fighting crime and doing his thing.
He was a grown ass man already, like handling his business.
Yeah. But in terms of what Daredevil means to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, this matters. Like, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I will tell you that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is definitely alive and well within the storyline here. They don't ignore it. It's a part of it. And it matters.
They embrace it, even though this one is supposed to be darker and grittier.
Yeah, this is like the streets. Streets is watching. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna put it to you this way. I'm like 4 episodes in because.
Okay. For some reason, I thought you had like a longer leg up on me than that. Okay.
Well, here's the hit. I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. I started watching it at like 7:45, 8 o'clock this morning.
Okay.
I got interrupted several times. I had to take a break to run to the comic book store
to get
do a couple other errands that I really didn't want to, but I figure if there's a reason to stop binge watching, it's to go to the comic book store and get the Death of Deadpool. So that's what I did. However, my children, who shall remain nameless but will still be called lazy, would not get up this morning. So, of course, when I said, hey, I'm going to the comic book store, I don't be mouthing names. When I said, hey, I'm going to the comic book store, you want to go? They were like, yeah. And then I was like, well, hurry up, because you're eating into my Daredevil time right now.
Right.
The response was, you watching it without me? And my response was, hell yeah, because you didn't get up. So, of course, I had one of them who is binge watching. They on spring break this week. She's been binge watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. so she can get caught up because I told her we only got like 2 weeks before Age of Ultron comes out, and you know it's going to be tied in, so you need to catch up. She's been doing that. So she stayed up late last night binge watching S.H.I.E.L.D., which is why she wouldn't get up this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why she thought I was going to wait for her to watch Daredevil, though. That's just silly. However, I ended up, once we got back, I ended up rewatching the series from the beginning.
Got you.
With them. And what I will tell you is that they have winced in agony of the pain caused on screen because this joint is vicious. Like, it is impactful. Rated R.
Okay. So all right. So let me ask you this for our viewers who might not know. Do they need to? How far ahead do they need to be in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in order to watch this? To not have anything.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't have anything to do with this.
Okay. It's tied into the Marvel Universe, but you don't need to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No. It's just that they make references. I mean, here's the thing. They're vague references. I mean, this isn't really a spoiler, but you will hear them say things like, since the incident. But the incident is
New York City.
What happened in the first Avengers movie. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, so they make, references. Okay.
All right. So that's good to know. All right. Cool.
Now, when I say, first of all, fight scenes. And you know that when it comes to a fight scene, I am hard to please because I am a Jackie Chan. Like fight scenes have to be up there. Yeah.
You do realize, right? Like, would you say all this? I'm looking at my watch, like, all right, you killing me right now. I'm gonna go downstairs and start checking the joint out.
Just fail me. Now, my children have said, ooh, I can't watch this. Ooh, I can't watch this. But can't stop watching. Because it's vicious. And they have cried. And I mean, full on, I turned around, had to get up, stop, hug them, cried.
You're swelling.
I tweeted it. And my oldest retweeted it. Like my kids are straight up crying now.
All right. So
and I tweeted at Rosario Dawson because yes, and she favorited my tweet. And I just want you to know that she did that because she loves me.
Shout out to Kim Dice on that one. So no, that's his girl.
And she loves me. And when I said that in front of my oldest daughter, she laughed me out. Just thought that was hilarious. But come on, she retweeted it. She actually laughed me out.
All love. Yeah, it's all love. Yeah.
It was basic. It was literally the tweet was like, I don't usually do this, but at Rosario Dawson. Yes. And that thing got favorited.
Okay. So I'm already amped and ready to get on to this thing right about now. Like I am like I can't stop myself. Like, I'm ready to walk out this door right now. Go downstairs, like, babe, let's go, cut it on, let's go, cut off the lights, let's go.
I'm trying to tell you, like after the first episode, my oldest was like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm feeling this," and I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, I don't think I'm feeling this," and I was like, "It's good," and she was like, "Yeah, but it's so violent," and I was like, "Yep, yep, it is. It's violent."
Okay,
violent. So
I was already sold beforehand, but like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
And these Bama's be fighting. I'm like, they be fighting
See, you still slicing it. You still slicing it. Like
because there's things that happen that I know. Listen, thing.
I'm ready to go downstairs right now, watch it, and then text you and be like, yeah.
Because I know exactly when you're gonna do it. Because you know how we watch we see something and you can go, oh, like I know exactly when you're gonna. Oh, I know when it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And I'm just like, yeah, it's real. It's real. They be right, like they ain't pull punches. It doesn't look like, you know how like I'm not a fan of the most recent Batman series of movies in terms of the fighting because there is no fighting. There's no fighting in it. It's just blurry punches. Like nothing's happening. Like stop that. Nothing's happening. It looks like those moments in Dragon Ball before somebody gets hit and flies clear through a mountain, like where it's just like it looks like this. Like I can do Dragon Ball using my punches with infinity. My punches with infinity.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Versus looking at like the original Street Fighter, the animated movie, and like literally seeing fighting moves happen. My man Ryu catch Fei Long ankles in between his knee and his elbow, and it's like, yes, because that's how you wreck. Yeah, like I need, yeah.
So we need to get through this. We're get through this podcast. No offense to nobody else, because I got Daredevil to run downstairs and look at because I don't know about y'all, but I was already excited. Now I can't wait.
It's time. It's time.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So, because it's time, as of right now, I want to tell to all you folks out there, one, I appreciate you for tuning in. Two, please take the time, go to the YouTube page, like, subscribe, comment, and by all means, please share.
Please.
Hit us up on Twitter. We are at Loading Snacks, all one word. You can follow me personally on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Empty Shells. That's the letter M, the letter T, SHELLZ. My gamer tag is actually the same. There's just a space between the M and the T, and then Shells.
Y'all can follow me at Twitter, Instagram, and if you want to follow me on Xbox Live, it's at Sincere619 or just Sincere619 on Xbox Live.
Indeed.
Yes, definitely. And like I said, follow us on Loading Snacks. Like, share, subscribe, everything. We love the feedback. We appreciate everybody who follows us and listens to us. And we're going to keep doing what we do to make everybody happy and because we love doing what we do.
No doubt. So look for us in a couple weeks at AwesomeCon. We will be definitely doing a lot of interviews, talking to a lot of people, giving you an idea what's happening on the show floor, and posting a lot of content during that time period. So definitely look out for that. We're definitely going to have some things coming up prior to this Age of Ultron. We have some things you should probably be checking out. Every Thursday, we drop new videos. Look for our new Throwback Thursday videos.
Yes, Throwback Thursdays.
Each week. Yesterday's Throwback Thursday video was Sinclair's Final Fantasy VII
Strategy guide. Yes.
Yeah. So again, just continue to show us the love and the support that you have been. By all means, please share with your friends, family, enemies, whoever you think might like it. Yeah.
We definitely appreciate it.
Make a friend of me.
Definitely.
Tell them about Loading Snacks. By all means. And with that, we're out. Chew on that.
I'm going to watch Daredevil. What about y'all?
Good. I am too. I'm a little angry, but I am too. I haven't done any gaming today, so I'll probably do a little gaming. We'll see what's up. But Daredevil is definitely in my future. We out.
Out.